Some of my best friends are clams. What do you mean some of your best friends are clams? What do you mean that they're not? What do you mean that you don't like clams? I would never eat a clam. Why not? I would never eat one, not because I don't want to taste it, not because I don't think it would taste nice, but because I'm morally opposed to it. But why are you morally opposed to eating clams? Because some of my best friends are clams. Weren't you listening when I said that a moment ago? Oh, I suppose I just didn't understand what you meant. Why would some of your best friends be clams? Why do you judge me for my friends? Why do you judge that I could be best friends with a clam? Aren't you best friends with a human being? Yes, but what's wrong with being friends with a human being? I didn't say there was anything wrong with being friends with a human being. I just said that you shouldn't judge since you are friends with a human being. But that doesn't make sense. Well, it does make sense. You just don't understand what I'm trying to tell you. The point here is, me being best friends with a clam is no different from you being best friends with a human being. I have the same relationship. We still talk. We have a good time. We have a funky fresh time. We are good friends. Just like you and your human friend are good friends. We are all living things. It's not like being friends with a camera lens cover or a mouse. Not the animal kind, but the computer kind. What else do you want me to tell you here? It is very important to accept people for their choices and who they want to be associated with. This is a white flag. A white flag. Thank you for the white flag. Thank you. Thank you. But when my friends are the clams and your friends are the clams, what do the clams even have in common with the human beings? Do you understand it now? No, I don't understand why double-decker buses have fishermen on them, but the fishermen are coming for the clams. They're trying to kill the clams. Leave the clams alone. That's not very nice. Even though I'm not friends with a clam, I don't understand why someone would want to kill the clams. I know. It's just a really strange thing that people go out there and murder the clams. There are clam killers out there. Clam killers who are sometimes clowns. Clam killers. Killer clams. Killer clams with their clunts. Clunts, because clowns, killer clams. The clams and the clumps and the clumps and the clams and the clams and the clams in the dirt. I agree. We should do something about these horrible fishermen before they start to rule the world, before they start to do all horrible things to us, before the whole world falls apart, before the fishermen come and steal our grains. They'll steal our grains and fill our socks with them. They'll fill our socks with our own grains, and the grains won't even be usable grains. They will be dehydrated drains without drains and the bains and the bains and the drains and the baby down the toilet, and the toilet will erupt like a volcano, and then suddenly the whole place will flood, and we'll all drown, and then the fishermen will come back with their fishing rods, and they will fish us all out, and they will kill us all, just as they've killed the clam, because we've allowed these fishermen to kill the clams. They've killed the clams, my friends, my good friends, my best friends that are the clams. I also concur. Yes, the clams, some of my best friends, they really are clams. Then why would someone say, oh, I'm happy as a cherrystone clam? They're not happy. It's a figure of speech. It's not true. That's just the ideal world they would like to live in. They're not actually happy like cherrystone clams. Cherrystone clams aren't happy because people are fishing them out and murdering them. The clam killers, they're coming from the dirt. The clam killers, clam killers are killing all the clams. That's really, really upsetting. I agree. The clam killers killing the clams and the clams clumps and the clams, and these stupid fishermen killing all the clam killer clam clings. So what are we going to do about it? Isn't it obvious? Do you need me to go over it again? What we're going to do is stop the fishermen. We're going to stop those fishermen from killing the clams, because they're killing all the clams. But how are we going to stop them? Oh, how are we going to stop them? Is that what you're asking me? Yes, I'm asking how are we going to stop them? Oh, how are we going to stop? Are you really sure you want to hear that? Yes, I am really sure I want to hear that. I would love to know because I would like to help. Oh, you'd like to help? Then that's perfect. If you want to help, then listen up here, sonny boy. What we're going to do to stop these fishermen is we're going to get rid of all the fishing poles. We're going to steal them. We're going to make a big magnet. But this magnet won't just attract metal. It will be a magnet that attracts only fishing poles and fishing rods. It will only attract those, maybe even fishing boats. And what we will do is we will put it up on the top of a very high tower in the middle of a field. And then we will turn it on. And the electronic thing will go and it'll suck all the rods and it'll suck all the boats. And they'll all come into the middle of the field and they'll all crash and they'll bang and they'll just get destroyed with the force and the thing and they'll all land in that field. And then we'll set the field on fire and boom, it's done. That sounds awfully expensive. How are we going to fund this? I'm working on that. Maybe we'll need to rob a bank first. Maybe we'll start some crowdfunding. But we will get there in the end. I am sure of it. We will get there. It will be done. It will happen. I like your plan. I also like my plan. It is a very good plan to save my best friends because some of my best friends are indeed clams. Question. Are any of your friends fishermen? No, I do not have any fishermen friends. I have I have a couple of friends who are fishing hobbyists, but none are actual fishermen. Aren't you worried that your fishing hobbyist friends will be upset by the destruction of all fishing? That's their problem, because I must stand up for what is right. I must stand up for some of my best friends that are clams. The clams. The clams. We must protect the clams. The clams. The clams. What about oysters and cockles and other creatures? I don't care about those because they are not some of my best friends. My best friends are just the clams. I don't care about the oysters. I don't care about the cockles. Cockatiel, 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 cockatiel. I don't care about the oysters. Oist, 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 oist. Yeah, I really don't like the noise oysters make. Oist, oist is such an annoying noise. It's much better to be a cow and go or a pig and go oink, or to be a cocker and a cockle and a cock and go cockatoo, cockatoo. Yes, I concur. That is a very good point indeed. Oysters are so annoying. In fact, I would even be inclined to tell all the fishermen to go and get rid of all the oysters before we conduct this plan and save all of the clams. Because the clams deserve to be saved, but the oysters do not because of their oisting. Oist, 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 I'm an oyster. Oist, oist. Oist, oist, I'm an oyster. Oist, oist, I'm an annoying oyster. Please kill me. Oist, oist. That is all we have to do. And then suddenly the fishermen, the fisher people will come along and they will destroy all of the oysters for us and there will be no more oisting. I'm glad we had this conversation. As am I.